filaments. If I can do this, but yeah, we're just going to do it. All right. So with the contractile filaments, so they're going to be arranged in a way to form that sarcomere, right? This repeating, these repeating patterns over and over, right? And your sarcomere is going to be your what we call the contractile unit, meaning that when a sarcomere contracts, that means it's going to shorten, okay? So you're going to see how that happens, but when that shortens, then the myofibrils will shorten. When the myofibrils shorten, the muscle fiber shortens. When that shortens, the fascicle shortens. When that shortens, the muscle shortens. So it's all about these sarcomeres, right? So you're going to see these sarcomeres and the structure of that. Okay. So there are two major types of contractile filaments. We had said there's your thin filament and your thick filament. We're going to go ahead and start with the thin filament first, and we'll probably be able to go through that today. So let's go ahead and open up your thin filament. So this is your thin, which I'm going to go ahead and draw in black. So your thin filament is going to be composed of three different proteins. Okay? The first one is going to be called G-actin. Then there's something called tropomyosin. And then the third one is something called troponin. So G-actin, tropomyosin, and then troponin. We're going to start off with the G-actin first. G-actin is called G-actin because it's a big glob. Okay, it's a big ball, and it's called globular actin. Now, globular actin is like a big ball, can make a long chain, right? So it would look kind of like a pearl necklace, right? Like if I have one pearl, two pearl, three pearl, it just makes out a pearl necklace. If I take two pearl necklaces and put them next to each other, and then I wrap them and I twist them, then that's what we're going to call F-actin. It's called F-actin because it looks like a filament versus just one glob. So what we'll see here is we're going to open up G-actin and see what that looks like. So you're going to have these proteins, and it's going to have this myosin binding site onto it. So like I said, G-actin is just a glob, but I'm going to draw it in a long chain. I'm going to try to make it look like two pearl necklaces interweaving. So I'm going to put this one, I'm going to make it shaded so that you understand that this is a different strand. So are you seeing how what's happening is I've got this shaded pearl necklace and this white pearl necklace, and then I'm twisting them around each other. You guys see that? So that's the structure of your actin. Okay, so this I'm just going to generally label as actin. And what your actin is going to have on it is a structure called a myosin binding site. So they're going to have these red structures, which I'm going to draw on here. And this is your myosin binding site. Now, myosin, as you are going to later learn, is the name of the thick filament. So the thick filament can only bind to the thin filament, meaning the actin, through this myosin binding site. So these myosin binding sites are going to be really important, right? So this is an area that's going to bind to the thick filament. So we can see this over here to make sure you understand before we finish up here. Here's your G-actin, okay? So your G-actin's your globular actin. These black binding sites over here, those are going to be your myosin binding sites. And what you have is you have a bunch of G-actin forming a chain. This is called F-actin. Now, when you take the F-actin, you take two of those chains and you wrap them around each other. This is what you have. So it kind of looks like this, these two strands of pearls that are going to be wrapped around each other. Again, this is what actin looks like in general. And each one of these black structures here, or red structures here, are going to be your myosin binding sites on your actin. Okay, next time we'll pick up with tropomyosin. Okay, so tropomyosin is where we're going to